Stop pleasing others. Instead, impress yourself. How many of you have been a people pleaser? Many of us, right? At least I was. But how many times have we thought to impress our own self? Very few times. You know why? Because pleasing others has always been easy. At least that's what we were told right from the Britishers era. Even the education system has been taught to impress others, to impress the boss, to impress the employer. So, what happens when you try to impress yourself? And what happens when you turn inward? You're watching EQ Hack series. My name is Brinda Kalyanraman. I'm the founder of EQ business model for women. I'm on a mission to help 1 lakh women achieve freedom using emotional intelligence and digital entrepreneurship as tool. This is one such initiative. And in the previous episodes, we have discussed about how to become aware of your emotions and how has it helped you personally, professionally. What are the tools that helps you become aware of your own emotions and will be able to read the same in others. And then we started discussing about not just being aware, but also be able to manage those emotions. Once you get the knowledge of what those emotions are telling you, it is also important we need to manage them accordingly. So we saw tools like using optimism, how to create a positive outlook, how to create options before you take decisions, so that your decisions are not compulsive but effective. With that decisions, you can create that right kind of influence around you. So that's what is making you an effective leader. And then we saw how to navigate from one emotion to another so that you don't get swayed by your own emotion or emotions from others. So that will help you keep moving forward. And then we slowly started seeing how you can be driven within so that you can stay motivated all the time, stay focused. You don't need external starters. We discussed many of the tools which is going to intrinsically motivate you by defining your value system, by understanding what's your core values and what is the distinction between your values, your goals and your life domains. How do you connect all of them? How do you establish goals based on your values? How do you clarify and resolve conflicts arising out of values? Right now, along with these tools, we will also see some practical tips to keep yourself motivated. Now we are discussing a hack where impressing yourself instead of pleasing others, how it is going to benefit you if you try to compete within yourself, if you try to please your own self. How does it matter and how is it going to help you move forward? Because the moment you start looking inward, instead of looking for credits outside, looking for push from others, when you start looking inward, you're suddenly becoming authentic. You're standing for your own values. It gives you certain power. And especially when you're operating from within, you will always be a self-starter. But remember a rule of thumb. When you deal with emotions, there's always a chance for you to go towards any extremes, whether it's logical or emotional. Because logical and emotional brain is all the time active in every individual. It's just that how much you're using which part of your brain is going to determine your success. So you will have every opportunity to go to either sides, extremes of either sides. So you will have to find yourself the mid ground all the time. And that is being emotionally intelligent. Because when you are in the mid ground, you can use that data and energy from either sides and make use of it to your advantage according to the situation that you are playing. Otherwise, you will get swayed by emotions. Either you're logically driven, totally logically driven, that you're not able to see the emotion part of it, or you are totally driven by emotions that you're missing the logical data in it. So it is important that you don't get swayed and you don't be on the extremes. You find the mid space for you to operate, and that's what is being smart with feelings. It requires constant and conscious effort. It has to be a part of you. Only then you will be finding opportunities to keep yourself motivated. You will start seeking ways and means to keep yourself motivated. how does this rule of thumb, dealing with emotions, that is maintaining mid ground, taking both logical and emotional cues at the same time, is going to help you being intrinsically motivated? When I say intrinsically motivated, that means you're able to operate from within. You're able to be driven from within without much of an external validation or support. Well, it's not all the time possible, but if there is a chance that you can become a self-starter without external push, that'll be wonderful, right? So that's what we're going to see, how emotions, managing your emotions well, is going to help you drive within, so that you can drive forward for your goal even if the external validation or support is not existing. So that means it takes a lot of effort. It requires practice. Once it becomes part of you, then it's become a natural consequence for you. Otherwise, it's definitely not an overnight exercise that you can practice something tonight and tomorrow you're intrinsically motivated. It's not so. We'll see how this is going to manifest in attaining any goal. For example, if you have a weight loss goal and you see whenever you are depressed, whenever you're sad, there are a lot of people who have this tendency to eat more when they are sad. Right now, we have been dealing with how to name and label your emotions. So by now, you exactly know when you're sad or depressed or angry. And by then, you will be able to know your patterns also. So whenever you have the tendency of eating more, you will immediately be able to check back, hey, look, something is wrong. What am I feeling inside? I'm sure you will go back to all those tools that we discussed in the self-awareness zone to know how to label your emotion, how to, validate your energy level, how to validate your pleasantness of your mind. So that's going to give you an input about your status of mind. And then immediately you will be able to watch over your pattern. Now, once you have the pattern in, near your eyes, when you're able to see your own pattern, you will be able to immediately judge whether you're taking more of your emotional cues or logical cues. So suppose you're really sad and you want to eat something. Back of your mind, you would have already calculated, okay, now I'm going to cheat my meals. But then tomorrow morning, I'm going to run an extra mile. Now you see how your logical brain and emotional brain is playing a part at the same time. So that's how you find a mid ground with your emotion, so that you get rid of this guilt. Otherwise, what happens? Suppose you eat a lot, and then if you don't know how to come out of it, you don't know how to, actually work it out, you will be driven by guilt and you will be succumbed saying that, oh, anyway, I'm not going to lose weight. I'm going to go back to the track one. And then you are going to be in a constant vicious circle. You will not be able to move forward from one goal to another or one emotion to another. To avoid this, it is important to find that mid ground. Now let's take an example of a larger goal. You're working on a project deadline where the accountability lies within you. And because there could be many reasons, okay? There could be vendors are not coming on time to deliver the goods that you expected, or your team members, your staff is not up to the mark working for your goals, or your family demands are too high that you're not able to concentrate on work. Your own health is taking a toll. All this reason could be a pull factor for you. So how do you keep yourself motivated? And that's when you should be even more conscious about taking both the sides, the cues from both the sides, not negating any of these sides, both logical and emotional brain. Because it's going to help you give some data. Suppose your health is bad, it's going to tell you, hey, you know what, I need some rest. Maybe after rest, your brain is going to become active. So you need to bend and mend towards it. Suppose you have to arrive at a critical decisions, then you need to switch on your logical brain more. Maybe playing with more numbers, data mining, data research, market research, customer research by taking a lot of feedback. So you need to be able to operate both these minds together. And if you get a hang of switching over to your rational brain whenever the situation requires data, numbers, and whenever the situation requires to deal with people, emotions, and feelings, you will be able to switch on to your emotional brain. See, now if you have the capacity to switch to any sides, you are actually playing in harmony, which means you can set any exciting goals for yourself, because the more you're dealing with both these sides in harmony, you'll get more vitality, more energy, more data, more cues from it, and you will be able to set your own high standards. You can set your own benchmarks. You won't be leaning on any other people to give you a push. You can become a self-starter. Did you know? Famous directors like James Cameron, Steven Spielberg, when they make movies or write any books, they would like to impress themselves first. They would like to draw the inspiration within, because they connect their passion, their values to their work. That way they don't need anybody to set their bars for them. Their own internal bar is motivating them. I hope this hack will help you stay motivated and be driven within. Stay tuned for more such practical tips. Show me your love and support in case this particular hack or any of these hacks in the previous episodes has worked out for you. Stay tuned, stay hungry to learn more. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.